In this video, I'm going to review Apple's third quarter fiscal 2022 earnings results reported after the markets closed on Thursday, October 27. Today, Friday, October 28, as I'm recording this, Apple's stock is up over 8%. So let's look at Apple's figures. Apple demonstrates its brand power is the main theme here. Overall net sales increased by 7 billion to 90 billion in the third quarter. That was up from 83 billion in the same quarter last year, which was an incredible increase from the same quarter in the previous year. Apple's been growing robustly ever since the pandemic's onset. People spending more time at home were encouraged to buy more iPads, iPhones, MacBook computers, sign up to Apple's services, and so that's provided a boost to Apple's revenue ever since the pandemic onset. Earnings per share rose to $1.29 in the third quarter. That was up from $1.24 in the same quarter last year. Impressive to increase earnings per share during a time where widespread inflation is inflicting companies worldwide, constraining profit margins and reducing earnings per share. It's impressive that Apple was able to maintain and even grow its earnings per share amid those headwinds. iPhone revenue specifically was up to 42.6 billion, up from 38.9 billion. Keep in mind this only included a few weeks of sales of its iPhone 14 that launched. The results here were as of September 24, and so this doesn't even include the majority of the pent-up demand that they're going to experience from when they start selling iPhone 14, which we'll see in the upcoming quarter in 3 months from now. Services revenue increased 19.2 billion, up from 18.3 billion. In this regard, investors were a little bit disappointed. They wanted to see faster growth in the services segment. Keep in mind that the services segment gross profit margin is north of 70%, compared to its hardware profit margin, which is closer to 30%. Apple makes more money when consumers purchase services like Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Fitness, or iCloud. All of those come with higher profit margins, so investors like to see that part of its business growing faster, and they were a little bit disappointed to see this segment not increase as robustly. Still, it is increasing, and Apple is leading the world in terms of total subscriptions, way surpassing Netflix and all of the other streaming subscribers. Of course, this is not an apples to apples comparison, pardon the pun here, but Apple has different kinds of subscriptions, not just the streaming TV service, which it does have with Apple TV Plus, but it also has Apple Music, iCloud, Fitness, and so many other services that it offers. And so all of those subscriptions combined put it in the lead in terms of monthly subscriptions. Sales of iPads decreased to 7.2 billion, down from 8.3 billion. That was because in this current quarter, iPad did not have a new model launch, and that was compared to the previous year where there was a new model launch. And so you would expect this to rebound in the upcoming quarter when the new model sales start to hit the income statement. Cash flow from operations in the trailing 12 months ending in September 24 increased to a whopping $122 billion. That was up from $104 billion during the same period in the previous year. This is, in my opinion, one of the reasons why investors bid up Apple's stock in the day following the earnings release, where investors have shied away from unprofitable growth stocks that are generating negative cash flow as the cost of capital has increased with the Federal Reserve and central banks around the world raising interest rates. Apple's cash flows and robust and increasing cash flows are now more valuable than ever, and that has investors attracted to this tech giant, bringing in these over $100 billion in cash flow in the trailing 12 months. So there you have it. That's all I've got for Apple's most recent earnings review. I've got a video answering the question if Apple's stock is a buy, which I think if you've watched this video, you're curious about Apple stock, so you might be interested in that one. I'll link to that video at the end of this one, and if you're going to watch that video, I'll see you over there, and thank you for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for all investors of all skill sets and risk levels. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 3 times. Go to fool.com/parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.